Winter is here. I just left my home in South Jersey this morning and embarked on a 7.5-hour road trip through upstate New York to Buffalo, where we're gonna be posted up fishing, exploring, and camping the next several days. Already 4 hours in this road trip, we've got snow on the side of the road, some snow-capped mountains out across the horizon here in the Poconos. So the next couple days, we're gonna be up against sub-freezing temperatures, winter weather, some pretty gnarly terrain as we fish the mighty Niagara River for some legendary fish. So this trip has been on my bucket list for quite some time, and I could not be more stoked to embrace some winter elements and freeze my fingers off and hopefully catch some legendary fish. So we've got about 4 hours left here on I-86 towards Buffalo. Stay tuned. Should be quite an adventure the next couple days. Woo! Well, hey, happy birthday, Holly. Hope it's a good one. All right, we made it. So 450 miles later, here we are. Just that way is the Niagara River, a couple of yards to my right. So it's a little bit after 12 o'clock right now. We've got about 4 hours left until that sunset. So let's not waste any time. Let's get packed up, get rigged up, bundle up, and head down the river and do some fishing. I am so stoked to be up here. So that right there is the mighty Niagara River. What a truly gargantuan river. There is so much water flowing through that river literally every second. And it's about a 200-foot climb down this gorge down the river. So we've got quite the walk down this trail right here to the river's edge. But let's get down there and get to fishing. Wow, what a surreal looking body of water. So down here at the bottom of this massive gorge, we're here at the edge of the Niagara River. And just a first impression, there's a bunch of birds flying around, diving on what looks like small little bait fish here, which is definitely a good sign there's some life around. The trout should be feeding on the same bait. That being said, though, the water is pretty stained, which I know is not ideal for fish in the river here. You want really clear visibility, as that's when these trout are most active. But hopefully we can still fool either lake trout, steelhead, or brown trout, or whatever else this river has to offer into biting one of our artificials. So game plan for right now, just gonna be casting along the river edge right here and just walking down, covered in a bunch of water until we hopefully stumble upon a bite. So let's get to fishing. It is pretty chilly down here right now. I think the air temp's like 29 degrees, wind chill is like 20. My hands are definitely gonna be a little numb fishing out here today, but that's part of the game when you're fishing on the Canadian border in the middle of the winter. So let's get to fishing. All right, and starting off here, we're gonna start by throwing around this little Kitech on a 1/4 ounce jig head, and we're gonna be throwing this guy around on our 1000 size Shimano Sedona with 6-pound fluorocarbon on our 7.6 medium light St. Croix Tidemaster. So this river is just surreal to be fishing right now. As you can see, these giant gorges are carved from glacial movement the past couple thousand millions of years. And this river actually connects Lake Erie with Lake Ontario, which means there's a lot of bait and a lot of fish moving through this river every minute. So just gonna start by casting around this little Kitech. I'm not sure the correct strategy to fish in this monster of a river here, but we've got a couple days up here to hopefully figure it out, put some fish on the banks. So we've been fishing for about an hour or so. My guides are just getting absolutely frozen here. No bites yet. Gonna keep on throwing around this kayak, cover some more of this riverbank, just trying to target some slow moving eddies where there could be some trout hanging around. But definitely a pretty cold start to the day. So no fish for us there at the first spot. Gave it pretty much all of our afternoon. Walked around a bunch, made a bunch of casts, tried a bunch of different lures, but the fish just were not there, were not cooperating. I saw 2 steelhead jump out of the water eating bait, but besides that, we didn't have any bites, and even talked to some other guys fishing down there, and they said they didn't have any luck. So head to the next spot. Hopefully the fish can be a little more active up here. We only have about an hour left of sunlight, but we're about 5 minutes out from our next spot. So hopefully we can't get a little fourth quarter bite here and end our day on a good note, start of this trip. All right, just pulled up here to Whirlpool State Park as that sun is setting somewhere in the clouds back there, and this spot looks actually surreal. I'm standing on a 200-foot gorge right now, overlooking just a massive pool of water on the Niagara River. So I'm not too sure how we got to get down there. We just got to walk this trail until we find a way to get down on that embankment. But that is some powerful flow, and there's got to be some monster fish living in these whirlpools. All right, finally found the trail after walking for about half mile or so. But there's no shortcuts to getting down the bottom of this gorge. That's a very steep drop all the way down there. Sheesh. The terrain here is just unreal. It is so insane to see this gorge that is clearly carved out by a glacier from the last ice age. It just, I mean, that's a massive rock. You would not want that thing coming loose when you're walking down this trail or fishing. That'll take out a freaking city. Only thing sus about today is me catching 0 fish, but God's still giving us a couple more minutes of daylight. Oh yeah. Gotta watch our step here for sure. A lot more rugged of a trail than the last spot we fished. What a crazy view, a crazy spot to fish. Pretty sure the Border Patrol thinks I'm trying to cross here, do something illegal. All right. Nobody was home for us here. So let's go try to fish the actual bottom of the whirlpool until it gets dark. Well, we're unable to find ourselves a fourth quarter bite here down at the whirlpool. This spot does look immaculate and is probably where I'm going to start tomorrow, but it's time we get out of this gorge before it gets pitch black, because I do not want to get lost or stuck down here at nighttime. One wrong step, I might not see that parking lot ever again. Time to get back up there. Well, day one of our Niagara send is in the books. A pretty uneventful day, just a lot of exploring new spots, a lot of hiking around. And that last spot we fished, the whirlpool, is actually where we're gonna be sleeping tonight, and we're gonna be fishing early tomorrow. Really a slow day on the fishing front, but it is just awesome just being up here, exploring Niagara. And we've got tomorrow and maybe even a third day to get on some fish and really dial in on those steelhead, lake trout, brown trout, whatever else is swimming in that river. So with that being said, folks, it is bedtime. I get to do the honor of cuddling up back here on my futon mattress with all of my clothes for the next couple days. Tonight's low is going to be around 25 degrees. There's going to be snow showers coming in overnight and a snowstorm coming in tomorrow, which should make it a pretty fun fishing experience tomorrow. But hopefully this truck and I stay warm enough throughout the night that I can sleep. I do have a 0-degree sleeping bag back here that should keep me warm. But with that being said, folks, it is time to go to sleep. I'm going to get some much needed rest, and I'll catch you folks in the morning. You. All right, so good morning. Our first night here in Niagara was actually a very peaceful sleep. I got 8 hours of sleep last night, which is honestly pretty easy to do when it's dark for 16 hours of the day. But it's around 6:30 in the morning right now. Sunrise is at 7:30. So time to get our day started. And our first agenda item of the day is to get some breakfast, get some calories in my stomach and some caffeine to fuel ourselves up for another long day of hiking and fishing ahead. So let's get on the road, get ourselves some breakfast. Can I get 1 sour cream and 1 cinnamon glaze, please?
Tomorrow, sun and cloud with a chance of flurries and a high of -8. Right now, it's -4.
So for breakfast this morning, I just grabbed 2 donuts from down the street at Frankie's Donuts, a 24-hour donut shop, and they look amazing. Got ourselves a cinnamon sugar one here and a sour cream donut as well. All right, first donut we're gonna try here is this monstrosity of a cinnamon sugar donut. Unreal good donut, just covered in glaze, super soft and flaky, and a gargantuan ball of dough. With the long cold day we have ahead of us, we gotta stock up on some carbs and some sugars to keep us powered up. Fresh, delicious donuts here on a snowy morning in upstate New York. Really can't ask for a better start to the day. So let's finish chowing down on our big sugar bombs here, finish this coffee, and begin our 8-hour expedition on the Niagara here on day 2. All right, well, looks like our backpack's gonna be a little chilly today. Also gotta throw these corkers on as it is super icy down there, and I do not feel like sliding into Niagara. All right, let's go fishing. Check that guy out. Black squirrel. That is so neat. I mean, just what an unreal view. Standing here on the edge of this probably 200-foot gorge. Just such a surreal view, and just an incredible opportunity to get down there and fish. All right, just made it down to the river's edge right here, and this is where we left off fishing yesterday. Located this really slow moving eddy along the bank of the river here. This is where we're going to start off fishing today. Game plan for today is just walk along this bank here, fishing similar eddies, similar structure, and see if we can't get our first fish of the Niagara trip. This is such a massive and mighty river. It can be very hard and very tricky to figure out. So we've got 8 hours today to really grind, figure out these fish, and hopefully put some on the bank. So first bait we're going to start off fishing here is just a little 3-inch paddle tail on a 1/4 ounce jig head, and let's get to fishing. Just had a steelhead rise right there. Another fish just aired out right there. We're stacked in here. All right, gave this guy plenty of casts, no bites. I think the bait just might be a little big for the smaller forage these guys could be on. So let's go downsize and come back here. But I have seen not 1, not 2, but 3 fish rise now in this stretch, and I know for a fact there's steelhead lurking here. All right, we threw on a little 3-inch Kitech here. Really small profile bait. Still fishing that same jig head though. So let's see if we can't convince one of these steelies to bite. That's a fish right there. There we go, we're on. We're on. There we go. That's a bite. Come on, stay on. Stay on. So away from that rock, away from that rock. There we go, he woke up. There we go. That's a bite, baby. Stay hooked. I have not felt a bite on the Niagara. I swore that was a rock. That is anything but a rock. Now he's in the current. Come on. Lots of snags down there. He's just holding in that current. Come on, buddy. Come on. That's a heavy fish. We're only fishing 6-pound fluoro here. And that fish is just sticking in that current. Just gotta gently raise him off the bottom here. Oh, those head shakes are gnarly. Oh, it's a laker. It's a laker. Oh, big laker. Big lake trout. Big lake trout. Can't get my net out. No way. Oh, big lake trout. Oh my God. Oh, oh, oh no. Yeah, it's a giant laker. Our net is nowhere near big enough. Oh no. Oh, we did not bring a big enough net. That is a monster lake trout. Oh my gosh. Jumbo laker. Jumbo laker. Come on. Come here, buddy, you lazy bum. Come on, come on. No, 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 he's gonna frame me off. He's gonna frame me off if we don't get him in here. Come on, come upstream. Drift in the net. There's no way we get this fish in this net. Come here, come here. Oh my God. Jumbo laker. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, baby. Oh. Definitely not a big enough net. We got ourselves a laker though. Hell yeah. Oh my gosh. There we go, folks. Look at that. Beautiful. My first ever lake trout. That is a beautiful, beautiful fish. Probably around 32 inches or so. And that is exactly why you come up here and fish in Niagara in the snow. Just look at that beautiful, beautiful fish. Unreal. All right, so our first fish here in the Niagara definitely deserves a release. That was quite a fight from this guy. So we're gonna revive him here in the current. Let her get ready to kick off strong. Just like that. Look at that beautiful fish, man. Unreal. Oh, yeah, there she goes. Well, that's gonna be worth the numb fingers in a couple seconds here. Didn't get a measure on that guy, but that was an absolutely beautiful lake trout. Thought I was snagged on the bottom, then I kept reeling and that rock started moving. Not the steelhead I thought I was gonna catch, but even better, I have never caught a lake trout in my entire life, and to catch one of that size land-based here in the snow on the mighty Niagara is just incredible. So my body temperature just elevated probably 20 degrees just by catching that fish. We've been fishing for about an hour, just fished maybe this 30-yard stretch here, and it just looks so good. That snow is picking up, air temp's like 30 degrees. It is an absolutely magical environment out here, and that is a magical fish that I'm so stoked to mark off our bucket list. Kill the Niagara skunk, and already made the trip worth it, and we've got about 7 more hours left in the day to fish. So let's get back to casting and see what else the Niagara has for us in store. That is my first ever lake trout, and obviously my PB. That was a great lake trout to start off with. So first fish here in Niagara I released. I may keep some fish for the dinner table later, just as we're kind of up here on a camping trip. It'll be great to catch and keep one of these wild fish out of the Niagara River. But yeah, definitely a very solid start to the day, and I'm so stoked we killed that skunk with a very impressive lake trout. There we go. Next cast. Next cast. No way. No way. It's a smaller fish there, it feels like. On the Kitech, next cast. What do we got here? Oh, those head shakes are gnarly. Another big laker. Another big laker. Oh yeah, baby. Another green lake trout. Next cast. Just epic, man. Look at this. Lake trout on light tackle, fishing a snowstorm here on the mighty Niagara River. Just amazing. These guys really don't fight too crazy, which is good for me. We gotta get him landed though. 6-pound leader. These guys have gnarly teeth. They could fray us off at any instant. Come on, buddy. Damn. Come on. There we go. Got him, baby. Oh yeah. Look at that, baby. Look how he ate that bait too. Just inhaled that jig. What a beautiful fish. Let's get a measure on this guy here too. Probably a little bit smaller than the last one we got. That fish is gonna go, there's 0 there. Yeah, 29 inches. All right, and there she is. What a gorgeous 29-inch Niagara River lake trout right here. Just a beautiful, beautiful fish. Literally on our next cast after releasing that probably lower 30-incher. So as you guys can see, this guy is bleeding here. We hooked him in the gill with that little Kitech. So we're allowed 1 lake trout here at 12 inches. I purchased my license yesterday in here, up here for New York. So we're gonna harvest this guy. He's gonna make a delicious dinner. And thankfully, we don't even need a cooler. We can just bleed him out, let him sit here on the rocks, and hope Mother Nature will do the rest. Air temp right now is like 29 degrees. We've got ice falling out of the sky, and lake trout just jumping out of the water. Just what a gorgeous fish. She's gonna taste delicious tonight. What a magical place it is to fish down here. Really just taking it all in. Just such an incredible environment. You got the snow coming down in just buckets now. This emerald Niagara River water just flowing through rapids on both sides while fishing in these snow-covered cliffs. Just an incredible, incredible place. Pulled 2 fish out of this hole so far. It looks absolutely amazing. 2 lakers down, but I can't imagine there aren't some steelhead, maybe brown trout lurking in here as well. Only God knows what this river has to offer us. And so far, the mighty Niagara has been quite kind to us this morning. There we go, fish, fish. Right there, baby, steelhead. Oh yeah. Look at that. Steely, yeah. Whew. That guy did not hit like a Laker. Way smaller though, little tiny steelhead right there. That is a baby steelhead for the Niagara. Oh. Yeah, we definitely gotta get a bigger net next time we come up here. There we go, baby. Well, this spot is just putting up some fish for us there. That is a gorgeous steelhead right there, aka lake run rainbow trout out of the Niagara River. Just a beautiful, beautiful fish that thumped that Kitech there. Awesome. This is a little guy, probably around 3 pounds or so. They get way bigger here on the Niagara, but still a gorgeous fish. And there she goes, boom. Well, there we go, my first ever steelhead ever of my life. I've caught plenty of rainbow trout before, but not those big lake run steelhead that live up here in the Great Lakes region. So been hell of a start to the morning, and all of it has been made possible by this little Kitech here. There's a fish. That's a big fish there. Big fish. Big fish. Big fish right there. That guy smoked it. Oh my gosh. That's a giant. We can't even get him downstream. Monster right there. Monster fish. Keep that drag loose. This jig has been through a lot. Oh, monster. It's gotta be a big Laker right there. Big fish. Oh my God. Jumbo. Oh. Giant lake trout. Just giant. Uh-oh. Now he wants to go downstream. Come on. Stay out of the current, bro. He goes in that current, we're gonna lose him. Yeah, he's moving with the current. Does not want to come in. Oh my God. I don't know if I can stop this guy. I'm trying to turn him.
Want to go down further, maybe you should tighten up just a hair. If they use that current.
Yeah, he's way in that current now.
You can kiss him goodbye.
Only got 6 pound on here though. Tricky. All right, here he comes, here he comes. There we go. Oh, just popped right there. Oh my God, he snapped the hook. That was like a second away from missing him. Check that out.
I'll be damned.
Wow, that's a big guy though.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad for my first time ever here.
Right. Hey, you ain't doing too bad.
Look at that beaut of a lake trout right there, folks. Number 3 for the day. This guy put up quite a fight. That's a beautiful fish. Biggest of the day.
Yeah, they got a couple of steelhead.
My new friend here estimates this guy is around 10 pounds, which is a new PB for me of the day too. Look at that beautiful fish. Just awesome. Quite a fight, so got to revive this guy. Make sure he kicks off strong. And there she goes. Gnarly fight here on 6 pound test. Did not think I was going to get him in. Just there at the last second, our jig head snapped. We were not far away from losing that fish here. So this Kitech's been magical to me so far. I don't know what to do. This is the last little 1/4 ounce jig head I have in the bag. So let's retie, get back to casting. What an awesome day it's been so far. You. All right, these fish just do not want what I have to offer over here, so time to make a move. All right, just moved spots here towards the end of the day. We got another massive staircase down to the bottom of the gorge. All right, so here we are down here at the bottom of Devil's Hole Gorge. We just marched down for our next spot. And that right there is a little smelt, which is exactly what these trout are feeding on. So time check right now is 3:45 in the afternoon. We got 1 hour until sunset. So we made a bit of a move to a spot where the fish are hopefully going to be biting a little more actively since that last spot kind of shut down on us. Still throwing around this Kitech right here. Right in front of me here are these massive underwater boulders that are creating eddies in the water column where steelhead, lake trout could be hanging out. So we're going to toss this Kitech around back there and hopefully come tight here as that sun begins to set and as this snow just pelts on down. The spot to me just screams spoon. It looks, I mean, there's a fish. There's a fish, just as I said that. No way. Oh yeah, we're on, baby. Is that a laker or? Oh yeah, that's a big old laker again. Yeah, buddy. Not a jumbo, but another laker on the day. Boom. Now there we go, folks. Move spots, and it paid off pretty quickly. Gorgeous lake trout right there. Actually, probably our smallest of the day there too, but just such pretty fish. So let's send this guy back real quick. Give him a healthy release. Yeah, he was not out of the water long. There we go. Quick release on that guy there. Just as I was saying, this spot right here just screams spoon to me. I just took off that Kitech and instead threw on this little tiny 1/8 ounce little Cleo spoon right there. And he got thumped here. So this spot right in front of me looks more like a flat, again, with those boulders that could be holding fish. And that guy just thumped right here in the slow moving body of water. So confirmed that there are fish in this spot. Let's keep on casting and see what else we can't tangle into. There we go, fish on. Oh, just jumped him. Little steelhead right there, I'm pretty sure. Damn. Right there. Someone just jumped out there too. This spot's got some life to it. There we go. There's a steelhead. There's a steelhead. Oh, they hit like nothing else, baby. Whew. Oh my God, look at this guy. Just so fired up. Oh. All right, gotta get him back on this flat here. These guys are just missiles in the water. Oh, there we go. Oh. Well, that was a quick release. Just trying to get him out off this hook here while I wasn't recording, and he swam off super quick. So that was our second landed steelhead of the day. Third one that I've caught. I jumped another one here right in front of me, and that guy came in out of nowhere and just smoked this spoon just a couple feet off the bank here. Those fish fight incredible. I've caught plenty of rainbow trout before, but they do not fight with the gusto of those steelhead here. They've got to live their whole lives, if not majority of their lives, just combating the powerful river currents here. And well, they put up a spirited battle. Quick release on that steelhead there. This spot is definitely holding some fish. Daylight is quickly expiring though, so let's see if we can't get one more before we got to call it a day. Well, that was a fun little last minute flurry of bites there, but I've been on the water all day. I am absolutely exhausted and starving, but thankfully we got a juicy lake trout waiting for us in the truck. So let's march back up the stairs, head to the truck, heat up, and cook ourselves some dinner. So it's dinner time. Right now air temp's about 25 degrees. I've got snow just blowing in my face right now, but we got to eat. So I just ran across the street over there in Tops. I'm now in the parking lot across from the grocery store, and because of the conditions, we're going to try to make this catch and cook super simple, super quick. We've got our big, pretty much frozen lake trout for dinner here. And we're going to make some teriyaki lake trout. Picked up some teriyaki sauce, some quick jasmine rice, some green onions and sesame oil, and well, that's pretty much all we got to do. So first things first, let's cook this rice here. Turn on our propane stove, hopefully melt away some of the snow that's been accumulating. There we go. All right, now this is just super simple. Just gonna open up our quick rice here. Dump that in there. Just add 2 quick tablespoons of our spring water. So with our rice slowly simmering here on the stovetop, it's time to move on to our main course, and that is this beautiful 29-inch lake trout that we kept earlier that is pretty much frozen. These guys are supposedly delicious eating, and I am stoked to give it a try. So and there is our beautiful lake trout fillet. What a really cool looking orange meat these guys have. I assume that's got to be from their diet. The fish are eating there in the Niagara. I know most trout species and salmon have kind of that orange pinky flesh, but I am really excited to try this trout. I've never had freshwater fish before, and this is probably a good starting point to do so. Wild caught Niagara River lake trout. This looks delectable. So put the rest of the fish aside for now. Probably just let them freeze and take them home overnight, because we've still got another couple inches of snow coming tonight, and the air temperature is not going to go above 20 degrees for the next couple days. So looks like our rice is done here. We'll take this off the heat for now, and we'll just set it in this container. All right, now I do know these guys are very bony fish, and I can just feel running along that spine right there, but just based on the conditions we're currently dealing with, I don't really mind picking around a few extra bones. So we're just going to chop this guy into a small dinner-sized portion, just like that. Look at that beautiful marbling on that fish right there. That lake trout looks actually just delectable. So all right, now let's fire that stove back up. Now we're going to put some sesame oil in that pan here to give this trout a nice little seasoning here. And I didn't season the fillet, just as we're going to have that teriyaki sauce on there, as well as that sesame oil. And there we go. Did not take long to get that pan smoking. Toss our fillet in there. I'm pretty sure the snow just turned up like 10 notches the second I started cooking out here. But next step, gonna grab our teriyaki sauce. This fish is pretty much almost all the way cooked. And we're just gonna douse that fish in that teriyaki. Ideally, I'd let it marinate, but since it's sub-freezing out here, don't really think that marinade would go too well. Just gonna let it slow simmer here in that teriyaki sauce. Let some of that teriyaki cook off. Let those flavors emulsify in our filet. Oh yeah, that is actually beautiful. And there we are, our so elegantly plated Niagara River lake trout, seasoned with some teriyaki sauce, served over a bed of quick rice with some green onions to go. And here we go, eating dinner in the middle of a North New York snowstorm. It is cold. My thoughts are just barely coming off the top of my head. Let's give her a try though, shall we? There we are, first bite. Actually insanely good. And luckily I got no bone, so. Dinner is served here on day 2, very productive day. I'm gonna go back in the truck and eat the rest of this. And then I'll catch you folks before I fall asleep, because I'm freezing. All right, back inside the truck now. My neurons were literally getting frozen out there as that snow started just crystallizing on top of my hair. But this lake trout is delectable. One of the best fish I've ever had. A very sweet and very buttery fish. And that teriyaki flavor really brings it out. So 10 out of 10 on the lake trout taste test for us here. I am definitely pleased with our dinner. So looking back on today was definitely an awesome day. Was able to kill the skunk, catch my first ever lake trout, first ever steelhead, and caught multiples of those. So I'm gonna finish indulging myself in this delicious teriyaki lake trout, and I'm gonna nod off to bed on a full stomach pretty shortly after. So that being said, folks, awesome day 2 for us here. I really wasn't even planning on doing a day 3, but we really started to figure out a little bit of the fishery up here today, and I really think we can hit it home tomorrow with some even more epic fishing. So with that being said, folks, good night. I will catch you bright and early tomorrow. Signing off from this snowy winter wonderland. All right, have a good one. Take care.
Pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Bonnie and Ben.
All right, our final morning here in Niagara. Of course, had to stop back at Frankie's and re-up on some donuts, maple glaze, and this big old cinnamon monstrosity that we fell in love with yesterday. It is freezing this morning. It is 16 degrees right now, just looking at the thermostat. High temperature today is not going to get above 20. And last night we got a good amount of snow, probably 4 to 5 inches, which is going to make the hike a little bit more slippery, but really makes it look just so incredibly beautiful out here. So with that being said, let's slam our breakfast. Let's get down to the river. Let's catch some fish today on our final day in the Niagara. Wow, the river just looks absolutely incredible this morning. I guess it really did come down last night once I was asleep, because most riverbank was not covered with snow like this, but it is just a gorgeous sight to see this morning. Starting off today with the spot we finished at yesterday evening, and this stretch just looks really promising, and I feel like there definitely should be some more fish holding here. Going back to our go-to from yesterday, just rigged up a little 4-inch Kitech here on a 1/4 ounce ball head jig head. I ran to the tackle shop last night and stocked up on more of these 1/4 ounce jig heads, but they did not have the small Kitechs I was looking for. So a big enough fish really shouldn't mind the difference between a 4-inch and 3-inch Kitech, but we'll see if we can't get bit. And here comes a random snow shower dumping on us for a second here. There's a fish. There's a fish on the Kitech. It's gotta be a laker there. thump that kayak, baby. I can hear the ice freezing up my guides, making that drag squeal. What do we got here? Feels like a good fish. Oh yeah. Oh, damn it. Just about to loosen my drag. That was a good fish. That was a good fish on that kayak. Drag is just freezing with all this precipitation and the water getting in there. Oh, damn, that's a heartbreaker. That was just too much pressure on that line. That's my first fish I've lost due to ignorance this whole trip. There's a fish. Just got thumped right out there. Boom, baby. Keep that drag loose this time. Does not feel too big. Probably a little laker there. Yeah, definitely a lake trout. There we go, baby. Out of that same pool. This guy's way smaller than that last fish, though. Just hear all the strain in that ice. That snow is dumping down now, too. Oh yeah, beautiful laker. That snow is just coming down in buckets. I can barely see. All right, come on, laker. Come on. Oh, come on. Gotta get him in. There's so much ice in my guides. Big old lake trout, baby. Well, that one's gorgeous. That is a gorgeous fish. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, baby. That is a pretty lake trout. Yeah, folks, that is a gorgeous lake trout right there in the snow. Look at that way. He thumped that kayak right there. So we're gonna release this guy. Let's give him a quick measure first. All right, this guy's not as big as I thought when I first saw him, but he's gonna go 30 inches there. All right, 30-inch lake trout here. Let's give her a quick release as that snow just dumps down. Whew. Wow, this is unreal. It was not forecasted to really snow today. It's an isolated snow shower. This is probably an inch an hour right here. Whew. Gotta love that cold water release dealing with those fish. But all right, first fish on the board for the day. Solid redemption after breaking off what was a really large, probably lake trout out of that same pool right there. So that kayak jig head combo is just unstoppable. Caught majority of my fish on it yesterday, and it's already been the hot bait this morning. Just a little bit we've been fishing, so this snow is just actually insane. Let's get back into that pool and see what else we can't pull out. The Niagara is just, what an incredible place this is to fish. Oh, I just had another fish right there. They are chewing in this snow squall right now. There's a fish right there. Right there, another laker. Right? This guy's got some fight to him. Just gotta play him. Just gotta play him. Oh, it's so hard fighting these fish in this frozen environment. Come on. It's so hard to break these guys' spirit. They just like to sit there and dig. Come on. That's another nice laker there. Absolute beaut. Look at that dinosaur. Yep. There we go, baby. Oh, that's a big guy. Give this fish a measure here. This looks pretty similar to the big one we got yesterday. Close that mouth for me, buddy. There's one. All right. Roughly 31 inches there. That's a fat fish though. There we are, folks. What incredible fish. Gorgeous 31-inch lake trout. Just stumped that Kitech. Definitely seem to find a spot. The lake trout are chewing here. All right, the GoPro wasn't recording, so misrelease on that fish, but what a beautiful dinosaur those fish are. 31 inches, biggest fish of the day, probably about a little bit smaller than the big one we had yesterday. But yeah, we seem to find the lake trout. They are chewing here. So with the last of our Kitechs lost to the bottom of the Niagara over here, we're gonna switch up strategies from the swim bait jig kit we've been using all morning. That's been very productive for us. And instead gonna go with a more traditional rig that anglers use down here when fishing for steelhead. And that is gonna be traditional float rig. So I just tied up a very simple rig. We've got a 1/16 ounce jig head right here with a 2.5-inch gulp minnow. And then about 5 feet up from there, we've got ourselves our float. So we're gonna cast this out, just let it drift along here, hopefully in front of a hungry steelhead or lake trout's face. With that being said, let's give it a cast out here in the river. And so let's see if our new strat can't put some more fish on the bank this morning. Just gonna keep our eyes glued on that float there, waiting for something to just slurp it underneath the water. There we go, fish on. We're on. Got him on the float, baby. Lighten that drag a bit. Oh. All right, tighten that drag a bit. That's gotta be our steelhead there. There we go, baby. On the float. Good fish. What do we got? Is that a little steelhead? Oh, it's a brown trout. No. Oh, that's sick. That was a nice, nice brown trout right there. Just lost him. Here, right at my feet. Oh. How's it going?
Good. Just yourself?
Yeah.
Can I get your back window down, please? What brought you into Canada today?
I'm just checking out the falls before I drive back. I've been up here fishing for a couple days.
Ever been to Canada before?
No, first time.
How long are you planning on visiting for?
Like 30 minutes.
Okay, just to see the falls and then you're
Yeah.
straight back? Other than your fishing gear, anything in the vehicle to declare?
No.
Any fish with you?
Yeah, there's a lake trout half filleted frozen in my bed, so.
All set.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
You as well. Oh Canada, oh Canada, oh Canada, oh Canada, Canada, da, da, da. So of course it wouldn't be a complete Niagara trip without coming to check out the Niagara Falls here. So the fishing front turned pretty slow as the morning went on. After getting that one brown trout pop off on the float, we really did not have any more bites, and we fished for several more hours. So I hopped in my truck, drove across the border, and here we are in Canada to close out a really incredible 3 days fishing, exploring, camping up here on the Niagara River. And what a 3 days it has been. This river is so legendary, so powerful. There's over 700,000 gallons of water plunging over those falls every second. And this river is a beast. It took me a little bit to figure out how to actually fish this river, but I'm so glad we were able to do so. I caught my first ever lake trout, new PB lake trout, first ever steelhead, new PB steelhead, and I caught way more fish than I anticipated. So it's truly been an awesome winter vacation up here. Today is the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, December 21st. We got Christmas in a couple days, and I'm here surrounded by snow up in Canada with an air temp of 15 degrees. So with that being said, folks, hopefully you guys enjoyed the past 3 days. I certainly had a blast up here fishing, filming, exploring, camping, and this is definitely one of my favorite trips I've ever done. So with that being said, folks, I will catch you in the next one, probably somewhere cold, as I'm gonna try to do a couple northern trips this winter, but I'll catch you then. We got a 7.5 hour drive back to New Jersey. I'm starting to freeze out here, and I need to go warm up for a couple days.